Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming, and we are going to open up some of those heavy jungle booster packs here at the end of the video. I know that live was really quick, and there were several people who were commenting that I just didn't see. I didn't even see that super chat. Thanks a lot. I think it was Esh Ketchum. I think that's who it was. But I really appreciate that, and I saw Gotta Catch 'Em All Collectibles. I believe he popped in. I think Old School popped in, but man, I was doing it with my phone. A lot of times when I'm working with my phone, I can't see the comments, or I'm just not looking at it. If you guys saw me on Instagram the other day when I did the little Oreo dunk thing, I was like looking through my phone and I was trying to dunk my Oreo and then have my son dunk it too, kind of like they used to do in the old commercials. And I completely missed the cup because I wasn't even looking at it. But anyways, we'll move past that. I'm going to show you guys some stuff that I got in. These first items here, actually, I got from Catch 'Em All Collectibles. You can see. There's all his stuff right there. And if I'm not on his Patreon, I should be. I think I just found out recently that they might actually, him and Old School have like they've got the same podcast channel, Pookie Flips or whatever. But then I believe their Patreon is separate, if I understood it correctly. But yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. I don't know, why is there a light twitching? Light started twitching off to the side. That was kind of crazy. Alright, but this is some of the stuff that I got off of him. A lot of PSA 10s that I needed in my watch list. He kind of sent me a message on IG and was like, hey man, what would you offer on this stuff? And told him what I would offer. He said it sounded fair enough, and we went with it. So got some base 1999 2000 non-hollows. Got the Abra, Bulbasaur, Growlithe. Them being labeled correctly. Actually, I think I paid like $5 higher or something like that. Really should be a little bit more because reholders cost more than that, but just for the convenience of it, I pay a little bit more. Got a Psyduck First Edition, Charmander First Edition Team Rocket. Got a Neo Genesis Oddish. Lots of Neo Destiny non-hollows. Got a Ghastly there, Growlithe, Hitmonchan, Mantine, Phanpy, Pineco. Got the Psyduck. Sunkers. You can see I bought several off of them. So, always like knocking out a few of the cards. Next purchase was from Dual Collectible. Sounds like my father-in-law's TV is cranking up a little bit down there. Alright, we got the Charmander, the Dark Charmeleon, both unlimited, because I just showed you I got the first edition from him. And then we got a Blaine's Rapidash First Edition. I don't show all of these to you guys that I buy, but you know, I think it makes kind of for cool content because most of these cards I'm getting for $50 or less. Some of them I pay a little bit more, like that Bulbasaur from that was 1999, 2000, a few other cards. But for a lot of these, like I believe I got this one for 28 bucks in auction or something like that. Looks like we have a consignment here. Oh yeah, we got some gold stars. So these will all be labeled CS19. I think they start Monday night. So these are not active as of yet. They should start Monday night. We've got a Trico Gold Star 7, got an 8 on the Torchic, and then a BGS 8.5 on the Mudkip. So you can get all three of them. And then you've got a Charmeleon 9. And then look at this, we got another Bulbasaur number 94. I think we have one of these currently in auction, PSA 10 Reverse Hollow, or maybe it just ended. And we got another one in, and so that'll be going up. And then we did have several booster pack purchases. All of those booster packs come in from Bespoke Pokemon. I have started taking some of this stuff back in. I'm being a lot more picky about what I do bring in and about the prices that we ask. In fact, I think he had some more booster boxes that he wanted to send in for consignment. But we'll have to work on price a little bit because you have to understand when he sends it in, he loses 20% where if I'm doing it myself, you know, and that's a tough margin to kind of work with right now if you're busting WotC boxes because a lot of them, you know, you're going to lose money right off the bat because you're opening them and you have all those transaction costs and all that stuff. But anyways, we're going to jump into these unlimited. He did send these in, these unlimited Team Rocket heavy booster packs. They've got that hollow guarantee. We've got 4 packs to open up in this video. We've got several pending, but I do believe we're officially at around 7 packs left. Because 2 were just canceled from a guy in Israel. I don't know what was up there. He really wanted them, then he didn't. And then another person is still kind of waiting. So there are still some left. Alright, so for this first one right here is from Michael Z. He says he got a Vaporeon last time, but he's looking for the Snorlax this time around. He said he loves the channel. Well, I appreciate that. So we'll go ahead and open him up one of these booster packs. And for those of you who are new to the channel, if if you've never bought in these booster pack openings, if I advertise it as heavy and you have it open up on the YouTube channel, you're guaranteed to get that holo or your money back. And so if, say, for whatever reason, we open up this booster pack and there is a rare inside of it instead of a holo, what we'll do is I'll just grab another booster pack and we'll open that up in its place. And if I don't have another pack to open up in its place, then you get a refund. Doesn't happen very often, especially with sets like Jungle, but it can. Now, from what he said, none of the holos have been opened up from this one, so I assume it come from like a sealed box. So there was 12 of them. The artwork's all matched up, and he said he had no reason to believe that these were no symbol. 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be the 4th card off the back. We get a brand new case of sleeves. I had ran out this past week, so I'm testing out some new sleeves. You can get them pretty cheap in different places now, but it's got a little bit of a, maybe it was the back one, just have a little bit of wrinkles. Sometimes that gets to my OCD. If it was like going to my binder or something, I'd probably be using a different type of sleeve. But it'll definitely do the job of protecting it. Alright, so we have a Rhyhorn, a Cubone, Nidoran, Spearow. Looks like the commons are a little bit off. It's a really nice and yellow Pikachu right there. See how strong the yellow is on the border? Got a Venonat, Pokeball. Now that one seems pretty well centered. Makes you wonder if there's another sheet going on there. Now, these are the uncommons. You can see these are shifted a little bit to the left. You got the Fearow, Primeape, and then you have the Dodrio. Now for the holo, we have Kangaskhan. So you didn't get the Snorlax, which would have been, the best colorless one in my opinion. But Kangaskhan is definitely a nice one to pull if you can get it in a possible PSA 10 condition, just because it's so hard to grade. And I'm not seeing any print lines. Are you guys? Centering's not completely perfect, but it's still pretty good. The left side you can see like a little bit of like edging, but it's not like silvering. It's like a little bit of extra card almost. Back side, actually looks really clean. I don't think that's an actual piece. I see one tiny dot at the top, but it's really small. Actually a very clean card, so congrats on the pull. I know it wasn't the Snorlax that you were wanting, but you did get you a Snorlax, you did get a Kangaskhan, which has a lot of potential, if it does grade well, which in this case it would have to be a 10, because it's 9 or below, they're pretty simple to get. But so that was for you, Mr. Michael. Alright, next booster pack up. This one will be for Cullen S. And he said, my favorite card from Jungle would be the holo Pidgeot. So that would be fun to pull. It'd also be great if you'd mention my YouTube channel, which is Vintage Poke Openings. I do sealed WotC product openings for fun. Very cool. Well, next time, if you want to, you're welcome to order these and have them shipped to you sealed. Again, I can't back up the holo guarantee if you have it open up somewhere else. That's not to say that there's any less chance that you're going to have a holo inside of it, but I can't obviously go back to the consignment and be like, hey, this guy, he received your pack and said there wasn't a holo inside. By that point, he's already been paid, so it's one of those things where it's a done deal. I've done it a few times for my own packs. One time was with Loot Box. I think he had picked up some packs, and I'd sent them to him. And I just knew the guy personally, so I was like, I'm pretty sure I sent him something else, or sent him, I can't remember what was done. But I think that's really the only time I've ever done that. Alright, so we have Mankey, Execute. Look at that Jigglypuff with like these little splotches on the top left. Little ink error. So there's one uncommon, Weeping Bell. 2 Tauros. And then the last uncommon, which is a Nidorina. Then we've got a Cubone, Paris, Rhyhorn. Can we get another Pikachu? Venonat. Oh, well, you got the Venonat, goes straight into the Venomoth. So again, you didn't pull the one that you wanted. Sorry, Mr. Vintage Poke Openings. Did not get the Pidgeot, but you did pull a Venomoth. I like the centering, and the holos from this box seem to have really good color, and I'm not seeing print lines, which is a plus. That's not to say that the other 10 won't have print lines, but so far I'm not really seeing them on these 2 holos that we've pulled so far. Corners look similar to the last one. Bottom 2 look good, top right looks good, and the one little white dot. I believe they're in the top left. I'm not even sure that's a dot. It almost looks like it's on the back surface. See that? Interesting. Might even be like a little ink dot. Who knows? But I think any grader that did see that would be looking at that from the perspective that it was damaged. Gotta make sure you get that one with Michael. And then this one was for Cullen. Alright, next up we have Andrew S. Let's see what you get from your booster pack. I think I just heard a horse neigh. He was watching The Blind Side earlier with Sandra Bullock, and I can't remember the main character. I know his name there is Michael Orr. I don't know him as an actor. I know Tim McGraw was in there, mainly because country music is my main jam. We got Pikachu, got Mankey, Parasect. Ooh, first Butterfree, very nice centering. And a Tauros. Pulled the Pikachu, Jigglypuff, Butterfree. Can you get an Eevee? Top off all the non-holos? Looks like not. We got the Electrode. So Electrode is one of those cards where it's kind of like he doesn't pull a premium in any way, but at the same time, he's usually super easy to grade. Well, he's one of the easiest to grade, we'll say that. Like he has a better chance at pulling a 10. And again, in this one, he honestly, I mean, he looks really nice. Like I'm not seeing print lines. The borders look good. Let's check out the back. Bottom corners look good. Top left. Well, there's one little white dot on top right. And I know this might sound crazy, but I think you actually got a better chance if there's damage on the right side of the card and it's flawless on the left for that card to pull a 10 than the opposite, because there are more right-handed graders, and a lot of times right-handed graders tend to shine the light this direction. And that could be, let me go ahead and say this, that could be completely false, but I've noticed a lot of the cards that I have that do have damage, like either in the foil or on the back side, if they're still graded 10, a lot of them have it on the right side, but not the left. And that could just be me, you know, finding a few coincidental items, but I always thought it was because when I've observed other people who are right-handed and they are trying to look for condition, you know, really closely, a lot of times they flash this direction if they're right-handed. Now, or if any of you are left-handed, do you flash this way? Do you try to get the light? Do you flash the card? Do you dip the right side and bring the left side closer to you? Maybe you could comment that down there in the description or in the comment section, and I'll try to remember to go check that out. Alright, then last but not least, we have Mr. Joshua M. So far, nobody's hit a card that they wanted, unless Mr. Andrew wanted the Electrode. And we haven't really had any of the big hitters like Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Snorlax. Even something like a Scyther would be pretty cool. So, can you do it? I always liked pulling Jolteon the most as a kid. I just liked the way it pulled through, and like the lightning kind of pulled through the card, and then I believe the attack that was it Pin Missile? You know, that wasn't too shabby either. Execute, Pokeball, got a Rhyhorn, Marowak, Lickitung, and Nidorina. Jigglypuff, not bad. The Oddish, Cubone, Meowth, and Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime was always one of those like mid-tier cards in the set because he's pretty cool. He's kind of unique, but the thing is, you know, his attack, you know, he's got 40 HP. Meditate isn't that great, but his Invisible Wall Pokemon power, that was always a nuisance if you ever had to go up against it. Because if you look at it, it says, whenever an attack does 30 or more damage to Mr. Mime, after applying weakness and resistance, prevent that damage. Any other effects of attacks still happen. This power can't be used if Mr. Mime was asleep. So, the only way, like, Mr. Mime was never a one-hit card unless you had something like Snorlax out there, which, you know, basically took away all the other Pokemon powers. But you know, you could hit him with 20 damage and 20 damage again, so he was always a 2-hit or a 4-hit, or if you had something like a potion, I mean, that you could bring out there. It was really tough to get rid of Mr. Mime, so he was really good at that invisible wall. But let's check out the back side. Looks like, again, the bottom corners are once again clean, and then the top seem to have 2 tiny white dots. But otherwise, very clean. I'm not seeing print lines. So congrats, Joshua. Looks like there are still, at the moment, there's 8 packs. I've got 1 set aside for somebody, so 7 should be available online. If you do come in to buy some of these Jungle Booster packs and you want to have them opened, the next opening will be most likely next week, early next week. And then, of course, we still have some of these Neo Discovery booster packs left. If you're interested in that, feel free to reach out. But thanks as always, for watching these videos, guys. And sorry to all of you who tuned into the live and I didn't answer any of those comments. So I apologize for that. Thanks.